What's up? I have something to show everyone. So, last video was just a yarn haul, right? I was talking about the Hobbii yarn that I just ordered and received, and I said that I was gonna be making a bolero. A bolero? If you remember that. Like the two different colors of blue, right? Hold on. With these two famous things of yarn, correct? Well, as you can tell, they've been used. And so I have something to show you. My finished project. I have not blocked it yet just because I immediately moved on to something else, which I will also show you. But yeah, let me change and I'll show you my top. So I said I was gonna make a bolero. I must have had a lapse in memory. You know what I mean? Because I don't know why I thought making a bolero was a good idea. They are cute, don't get me wrong. I wanted to like it. I like the idea. And I wanted to personally enjoy it. However, I don't like things digging into my armpits, and that's exactly what it was doing. Could I have made it like bigger up here before or like longer before I started the sleeves? Sure. But then this part probably would have been baggy and that probably would have pissed me off. And so I was like,
no, we're not doing that.
Also, I'm low-key kind of a sweaty person sometimes. I get hot very easily. And so if I have sleeves on like that are then digging into my pits, you know, I don't love that feeling. But also way more likely that like deodorant would get on like the edge of the bolero, and that just like, that icks me out. So I was like, you know, I will decide against it. And so I have instead made this like raglan top. And so I followed the pattern of the bolero basically until I got to like what would be kind of this first row here. And it was like, ew, yeah, too tight. So I, you know, trashed that idea and I went with the raglan, and I kind of just did like a section of solid so that I could like potentially just wear like a nude bra or like pasties. That way I didn't have to wear like a whole like ensemble. And then you also like, I don't think, never mind. I mean, you can see the strap, but like that part is hidden at least. I don't know, like I know that you can like see like the straps. Obviously, ideally, like just like, you know, but this is how it looks. A moment for the back. Nothing crazy, but yeah, so I wanted it to kind of stop like, I mean, this is kind of like regular shirt length, sort of. It's kind of like long crop, a lot, if you will. I don't know, I like, it hits, I think like kind of right, like my, right below my belly button, or like an inch below or whatever, but it's not like long. I didn't want it like super long because then I felt like that was a waste, and like,
I need to stop doing the millennial tuck with shirts. I just have a problem because I wear high-waisted pants and I have a short torso, so like there's a lot down here, and I didn't really want that. I have also since bought 2 pairs of low-rise jeans. I'm still getting used to them, okay?
but I feel like this would be a cute top to wear with that because like they would hit kind of in the same place and like, you know, wouldn't, I don't know. I see the vision. If you don't, try harder. Let me also show you the project that I'm working on currently, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I have it right here. It really doesn't look like a whole lot. It just looks like a rectangle. So it's a sweater, if you couldn't tell. It's a sweater. It's based on or inspired by the sweater that Tate Langdon wears in an episode of season 1 of American Horror Story, Murder House. I love American Horror Story. Is it pretty, yes, but I think that's why I like it. Anyways, I love Evan Peters. Are his characters also questionable? Yes. I will always love him though. So, anyways, that's why I was inspired to make this sweater. So, let me show you it on my body. Okay, so here is it on in a makeshift sort of way. So I have had to redo quite a bit of this, or just like redo it several times. Anyways, it's been kind of a process over the last like week and a half, except I haven't touched it the last couple days. So really I just did like quite a bit of work on it over like a week span. But I did the ribbing. The ribbing was fine. And then I did like the first row off of the ribbing, right? It was way too big then at that point. It flared way too much. I had way too many stitches. And so then I went back and I fixed that, and then I moved up, and that's fine. And then I got like a certain ways, and then I realized that it was like way too wide. And I at first wanted it to be oversized, but then it was like way too oversized. And then it'd be just like so much fabric and just so much yarn in one like garment. So I went through and I added decreases starting, I don't remember. I think I did some decreases starting, I think, in this first row of brown over here on like this second main stripe, to kind of bring it up, like bring it in a little bit. So it's like kind of fitted, it's not fitted. This is not fitted. Let me get that straight. This is not fitted, but like just something not like gargantuanly huge on me. You know what I mean? So then I broke off from doing the front panel versus like I'll do the back panel separately to then make space for the armhole. And then I realized that I miscounted and I did not put the same amount of stitches in the front panel as the back panel. I put like one too many stitches in the front, and then all of my numbers were off. So when I was trying to replicate the back panel to match the front, they didn't match. And I kind of had a crash out about it on Sunday, but I have it figured out. It's totally fine now. So now the one last couple pieces I have to do here on the front are adding and making the areas for the shoulders to start like going up. And I'm gonna start that probably sort of maybe around here. I don't want like a v-neck, so I'm not starting from the very middle, but I am gonna start from like out here, and then I will decrease out just to start kind of giving it more of a rounded shape. I don't want a v-neck, like I said. So I want it to be more round, and then I need to leave like a little bit of space because I'll do like a little bit of ribbing on the neck area to match the ribbing at the bottom, and then I'm gonna do ribbing on the ends of the sleeves when I get to that point. So I think I've made good progress in a week. I am going to Chicago. I leave Saturday morning, and I will not be bringing this with me. I need to bring a different project because it's not conducive for me to bring this on top of 2 balls of yarn that are like decent sized in my backpack with me while I'm traveling, and the flight's only like an hour and a half. I have to have something to do on the plane because I can listen to something, but I also like need to be doing something with my hands, or else I'm going to be scrolling my phone, and it's an early flight and I'm not going to have Wi-Fi. So like I don't want to drain my battery doing God knows what, playing solitaire on my phone, even though I'm tempted to, but I want to be productive if I can in any way possible. So I'm probably going to bring something else to do that is not this, but I wanted to document before I left for Chicago what progress I've made on this. along with finishing that. So far, this is what I have done. Again, I just gotta do the shoulder part, work up the back. The back will be a little bit simpler because I don't have to break up, like make the neck hole kind of part for the back. I just have to like work up a little bit and then do the sleeves, and it's all like relatively easy. I'm not really following a pattern. I watched a video just to see how like people started it from the bottom, and that was about it. So I'm just winging it myself. No pattern. It's really fairly simple. I don't think that I'll really have too much problem. The only thing I really haven't done is like a slip stitch ribbing that I'm gonna do for the neck and the sleeves. I've never done that before. I watched a video on how to do it, and I know that I can figure it out pretty easily if I watch another video or the same video again. So yeah, but that's all for this one so far. I will document what I do on the way to Chicago, perhaps in Chicago if we have time on the way back, and show you my progress on whatever it is I decide to do then. Okay, so this is the only in progress picture that I got. And as you can see, it kind of just looks like a vest, but I was able to work up the front a little bit more, split off for the neck hole and the shoulders, and then work up the shoulders on both sides, work up the back, and then I connected them. And then the next thing I did was do the neckline. I did a couple rows of single crochet all the way around, and then that would lead me into working on the sleeves. There is no video footage of me working on the sleeves, and I'm sorry, but I basically just worked from the holes that I had created and then decreased, and then did the ribbing at the very end for each sleeve, and that was basically it. So I'm gonna say first off, I'm sorry. I did not document any part of me making the sleeves. There is like no documentation whatsoever for making my sleeves. So basically you jump from the photo that I just had to what I'm about to show you, which is the final product. So I'm sorry, I'll do better about that. So without further ado, let's see this bad boy on. Okay, this is it. So I don't know if you can notice, let me get up close. The neckline is a little bit different. I had finished it completely and then actually decided to go back and do true ribbing for the neckline like I did for the ends of the sleeves. I did a different neckline, which is what you'll see in the picture from right now, and this is what we're going with. This is the final product. I finally figured out how to do it without it looking too weird, because I tried like probably 3 different times and I was so mad. So I just did a very simple single crochet border around the neck. However, I was not liking that. At the very end of the day, I was like, it's not the same. It pisses me off. Let's fix it. So I fixed it. And now we have ribbing all along the neck, the ends of the sleeves, and the bottom. So this is just with some jean shorts on, but to show you the vision. It's not super long, like I said, but I think it's a really good length. I still have to relax it with a steamer or something. I need to block it in some sort of way, whatever. But I think that will make the sleeves go a little bit longer. I'm more concerned just with the sleeves and with this kind of area. Everything else seems to kind of fit just fine. But yeah, I'm really rocking with it. It's gonna be very warm. Like, I'm already hot and I have shorts on, and I'm very warm just sitting in this because this is all acrylic yarn because I couldn't find cotton yarn in the right colors. But this will probably be one of the main last pieces I make with acrylic, simply because it is so warm. But anyways, this is how it turned out. Do you love it? I know I love it. But yeah, this is the final thing. But thank you again, truly, if you watched all the way through. Big peace and love to you. I appreciate it. The next video, I will be going over what I did and what I started on the way to Chicago, and then the process of that afterwards. I did end up doing a filet crochet project, which I will explain more into depth in the next one. I'll see you later, girl. Bye.